back, guys. I had some technical difficulties, so we're gonna start over. Let's start this thing over. So come on in, dreamers. This is Dr. Chief This Sunflower. And today we are doing Finance Friday, what every entrepreneur wants to know about money. So I had to reboot this, so we just gonna start over. Sometimes at first it don't succeed, you gotta dust yourself off and try again. Yeah, try again. Probably fail. I don't have it. Hey. What up? So, we're gonna start this over again. Welcome back to Finance Fridays. This is Dr. Cheap the Sunflower. What's up to my dreamers out there? Okay. So every week here on the Hood to Hooded podcast, we are breaking generational curses. We breaking generational curses. Alright. That's what we do here. We talk about money, motivation, getting your money mindset together, thinking with an abundance mindset versus scarcity, being unapologetic about yourself, showing up, even when you have tough days, just showing up. Okay? And today we're not guessing. We're going to use Answer the Public to help find what people are actually searching for about business and money. And then we're going to tie that to what we've been learning about AI and the tools that we have in our AI toolkit. And then we're going to make some, decisions about our future based on the evidence. So we're doing some live research today. I'm going to pull up some questions, react to it, break down the answers, dreamer style, from hood to hooded. So if you're ready, come in, tap the screen, tap those hearts, wherever you're watching from. And let's get into it. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's start our presentation. I'm going to flip the camera around so y'all can kind of see the screen. If you're watching on TikTok, remember the best place to really watch interactively is going to be on Twitch. And then YouTube and then Facebook. But I like TikTok, so I just come on here anyways and try to make it work. So let's flip this around. Tap those hearts. Alright. Let's take a sip of the coffee. Tap those hearts. Oh, and another thing. I hope y'all got y'all coffee. Okay. Get your notebook so you can take some notes. Write it down. And we're going to dive in. So no more wasting time. Let's go, because I'm ready. But I'm also not in a rush because I don't have a patient today. I'm taking today off. Somebody said something. Good morning, Dr. Sean. I'm glad I caught you this morning. What's going on? How you feeling? Happy Friday. Uh-oh. So it's Finance Friday, what every entrepreneur wants to know about money. I think this is such an interesting topic. Definitely. Alright. So tap those hearts wherever you're watching from. If you're watching on TikTok, we're trying to get the 1K hearts. That's my only goal. This is free knowledge. This is the Hood to Hooded Dreamers Network, where we break generational curses, where we show up for ourselves and we don't make no excuses. Because who doing that? not us. So Finance Friday, we're gonna ask the question what every entrepreneur wants to know about money. Cause here we about building entrepreneurs. We're about dreaming big. We're about just making a difference in our life. We're not about wasting time. Okay? We're not about that. Where is my slide? Oh, oh, oh. Just trying to find the slide. And I can't find it. We're not about that life. Okay. So, real questions entrepreneurs ask about money. This is going to be authentic, unfiltered insight. So, we can dive into the real questions and show transparency and see what is really going on when people are going through that process where they want to start a business or they have a business or they're looking to scale and grow their business. What is the general public asking? Like, what's on the minds of entrepreneurs? And we're going to tie that with the AI tools that we learned this week. If you've been following the Hood to Hood Network, we did demos for Notion. We did a demo for ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude. And we're going to be using Perplexity and Claude to kind of help us see how the questions that most entrepreneurs are asking, how we can answer those with the quickness just from using these tools so we don't have to overthink. And then the thing with AI is you want to prompt it to give you the answer. It doesn't just prompt you and tell you what it wants you to know like we can do as humans. You have to actually prompt it. Make sure my volume is on. Just prompt it to give you the information. Okay? So this is what we're going to be doing. Real questions entrepreneurs ask about money. And this is going to help us understand. This will help us understand small business failure. So we're taking this thing and doing a little bit of live research so that we can come in on the back end of it and just kind of break it down and make it make more sense so that we're not making the same mistakes that people make when they're starting a business or they have those big dreams to just do something bigger and better than what you're doing now. If you don't know, you got to have more than one source of income. Nowadays, you can't be relying on that one job or that maybe even two. I'm not talking about 3 jobs or 2 jobs. I'm talking about a job and a side hustle or just doing your business and just stepping out and just stop being afraid, living in fear. This week, this podcast, we discussed what did we discuss? Scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. We discussed using AI to help you take out the extra guesswork from whatever you're doing. Because we all have a passion, we all have a purpose, but some of us lose our purpose because we going through generational curses, and we got to break that mindset and live with an abundance mindset. So we want to know why small businesses fail and how we can prevent those problems. So that's why we finna dive into answer this question. So let's flip the camera around and then we'll get back to this screen. Let's turn that off for a second. So we're gonna start with this answer the public, and it is a free tool you can use, but you only get 3 free uses per day. So I had to actually go ahead and just, kind of subscribe so we can actually really use it and not feel limited, and I can really teach you. But we're going to talk about entrepreneurship. And let's ask them what most people are asking about this topic. So go to answerthepublic.com and we're going to type in, we're having questions about this, so we're going to type in entrepreneurship and see what people are asking right now. which I already kind of did. But when you get here, all you do is going to have this screen. And you can search any of these. Well, it searches all of these, really. And then let's put in entrepreneurship. Let's see what people are asking about entrepreneurship. So it says 63 results. The search volume 880. Cost per click is 3. Well, that we don't really need to know all of that. So the main questions people are asking. Let's see. Entrepreneurship. Let's go to the wheels. All right. So they're asking, what's the difference between entrepreneur and entrepreneurship? What are the 4 types of entrepreneurship? What does an entrepreneur do? But we want different. I want different questions. Let's type in small business finance and see if there's anything on this topic. And here on this live, we just demo different tools and we learn them together, we grow together, and we just see how we can enhance our life when we're trying to elevate. Because like I said, you can't be waiting on nobody. You got to keep growing every single day. So this is more in tune with what we want to know. Okay? Because an entrepreneur basically somebody who has businesses and they want autonomy. All right? So how to start small business finance. What is small business finance? These are just some questions people are asking. Green is mostly what they're asking. All right. So we could take how to start small finance business. I don't like that. I don't like that question. I don't like that. Market research. Continue. Remind me later. I don't want to do that now. So let's see. Let's type in entrepreneur success. Let's try that. What I'm doing is I'm just using this tool and seeing, I'm just trying to find a good topic for us to research about this. That makes sense. Let's see what it's gonna come up with this time. Entrepreneur success. It didn't work. Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur skills. I don't know if this is gonna work either, but we're gonna see. What's up, guys? Good morning. What we're trying to do is research what entrepreneurs are asking and then use our AI tool to get the answer. And today we're going to be using Perplexity, and we might even ask Claude that answer. So entrepreneur skills. Now, this one is something that I'm looking for. You see how much the search volume for this one is? It's a lot higher than those other ones I was putting in. All right. So people are asking, what are entrepreneur skills? Why entrepreneur skills are important? What are the skills you need to be an entrepreneur? And what are 5 skills of entrepreneurs? So, literally, we're going to research these so we can grow as entrepreneurs. So if y'all got one y'all want me to actually research, just put it in the chat. But I'm gonna write down why are entrepreneur skills important? I think that's a good one, and we'll pick one more. I think what skills is another one. What skills are required to be a successful entrepreneur? So this is stuff people are asking about that. Now let's search a different topic. Let's search side hustle, because we want to start a side hustle, right? Let's see what people asking about side hustles, because you want a second stream of income, you gotta have a side hustle. Don't even play with yourself. You gotta have a side hustle. It's taking a long time to think. It says 0 results for side hustle. Or is it still searching? See, it's taking a little too long. Let's try it again. So sometimes when the tools don't work, just refresh. Don't panic and think it didn't work. Just try again. So the search results for side hustle is a lot less than entrepreneurship. But I guess it's still... What are side hustle ideas? I think that's a good one for us here. What are side hustle ideas? Let's put in another topic. Most people want to know, let's see, how to start I don't know if this is the right way to put this in, but I'm finna see what it'll come up with if I put in how to start a business. It may not pull up nothing, but we're gonna see. That's probably a question that people would ask. Let's just put in business. Let's just put in business. Let's see what it's gonna come up with for business. Ooh, look at that. Jackpot. When you put in business, it's showing you what people are asking about business. So this is what people are asking. Are business expenses tax deductible? That's a good one. Are business expenses tax deductible? Ooh, now this is a good one. Clock that T. Are business degrees worth it? Oh, are business degrees worth it? That's a good one. We already got our 5 that we're going to put into the AI. Are business degrees worth it? And let's see if we can find one better than that, because that one's alright. But that's one that people are asking. Wow. Are business loans hard to get? Are business degrees worth it? Okay, well, that's the one we're going to pick. So, let's get off of this tool, and we're going to go to, let's try Perplexity. So, Perplexity is like the new Google, okay? It's like the new Google. So, on this tool, we're going to try to understand why small businesses fail by researching these topics backwards. So the first question we're gonna ask is, why are entrepreneur skills important? So why? And if you don't know how to get on Perplexity, go back to or go join the Hood to Hooded Dreamers network. Click the link in the bio so you can get the demos on, like the starter demos. Right now, this is a little bit more for people who already have downloaded it and been introduced to it. So go to the introductory videos if you don't know about Perplexity or what I'm talking about. Basically, Perplexity is like the new Google. It pulls the receipts and checks it for you. So, why are entrepreneur I keep spelling entrepreneur right. I meant wrong. Entrepreneur skills important. And you don't even have to spell it right. It's okay. Boom. Why are entrepreneur skills important? We asked Perplexity this. Okay? And it says, oh, my camera's flipping out. Window capture. Hold on. My camera crashed out. Let's see. Let's reset the camera. Boom. Alright, we back in action. Okay. So Perplexity comes back and it says entrepreneur skills are important because they empower individuals to identify opportunities, innovate, manage risk, and create value. Fundamental abilities for starting and growing successful business and for thriving in many careers. Key reasons entrepreneur skills matter. So it's saying driving business success. So if you're trying to understand why small businesses fail, it's because maybe you don't have the entrepreneurship skills to drive the success, such as budgeting, leadership, and decision making are essential in managing resources effectively, solving problems, and positioning businesses for long-term growth. That was a lot. And it's telling you the source was Indeed. It pulled it from these articles. This is what Perplexity does. It sums all your questions up and it gives you the resources with receipts. Another one is building resilience and adaptability. Now, I'm a witness. Boy, you have to be highly adaptable when you have a business because you're going to go through ups and downs, and the strong going to quit, and the ones who can't take it, they're going to be the ones who fail in 5 years because a lot of businesses, 50% fail in 5 years. So if you got a business, you really have to eat, breathe, sleep this business. You really got to promote it. Don't care about who watching. Don't care about who not liking. Don't care about who not showing up. You have to show up for your business before anybody shows up. You got to be able to adapt when things change with the economy, you got to be able to learn and grow because there's so much you have to do as an entrepreneur. People think, oh my God, no, there's business stuff that has to come with that you have to really understand. And it doesn't come overnight. These are skills. Skills take an intentional investment of your time. They take an intentional investment of your time. All right? So if you an entrepreneur, you got to make sure you're understanding why businesses fail. Okay? And then it says building, oh, we already read that. No, we read that part. Economic and social impact. No, we didn't actually read this part. Let me go back. Building resilience and adaptability. Entrepreneurs regularly adapt to uncertain change, developing resilience and strong problem solving abilities that are valuable in both business and life. Okay? They drive job creation, economic growth. It's just going down the skills and why people are asking why are entrepreneur skills important. This is why. You cannot like skip the process and say I'm an entrepreneur, but yet you're not trying to enhance your skills. You're not trying to learn and just improve your business every single day and get better in one thing every single day that you are actually working. I'm not talking about your days off or your vacation. All right. It says additional benefits of entrepreneurial skills: flexibility and autonomy. Entrepreneurship provides independence to set work schedules, pursue personal passions, and create a work-life balance. Most people don't have a work-life balance. They have a work-work balance. They have a work until I retire balance. They have a no fun balance. They have a stressed out paycheck generational curse balance. On purpose now, because this ain't really kind of your fault if you just use your excuses, but you can't have an excuse because of all of the systemic hazards that have been placed in history to create this generational curse. But you can't just stay there. You still got to break it. You can't just say, well, it's because they set me up to fail. I don't give a damn. You can set me up to fail. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what I'm going to do? Show you that I'm not a failure. You can set me up to fail, but I guarantee you that I won't fail. Because the setup don't work. The setup is weak. It's all about your mind. Getting out of the scarcity mindset and getting these skills under your belt. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Okay? So transferable skills. Entrepreneurial thinking, like creativity, critical thinking, and teamwork, can be valuable to employees at all levels of any organization, not just business owners. Personal growth. Okay? Skills foster confidence, leadership, and continuous learning. Because you should be a lifelong learner when you're an entrepreneur. Alright? So that's what Perplexity had to say about why entrepreneur skills are important. Now let's go to a different app. Because we just testing out apps today to see how they work. So we're going to go to Claude, which is another AI app. And we're going to do the second question. What skills are required to be a successful entrepreneur? All right. And this is Claude AI. This is just a free plan. But when you log in, it's going to have your name. It says, good morning, Dr. Sean. Good morning, AI. Good morning. Good morning. So our first question for Clyde is, what skills are required to be a successful entrepreneur? Let's see if I can just I don't think this one has that. What skills are, because this is, remember guys, this is what the public is asking. So we just went to answer the public to see what was the highest questions people were asking about entrepreneurship and business, and this is what most people are asking, and we're using the AI to help us answer these questions. So what skills are required to be a successful entrepreneur? I'm spelling it wrong, but it's okay. It don't matter about all of that. So we're going to hit enter. And then Claude is going to break it down as well. So the point is, whatever tool you like, that's what you use. If you like all of them like me, I'll be trying to, I'll use all of them. Sure will. Okay, so it says, being a successful entrepreneur requires a mix of practical, interpersonal, and mindset-related skills. Here are the key ones. We already answered why it was important to have entrepreneurship skills, because that's how you grow. And skills is not something that come overnight. It don't come overnight. So you have to learn these skills. You can't just go to work. When you go to work and you're trying to be an entrepreneur, you got to stay up when you get off and push through. I remember being in dental school where you go to school Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I'm gonna put it here so the TikTok don't cut it off. But you go to school Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Then you got to get out and study all night and on the weekend. So dental school is kind of like the entrepreneur energy, because you got to work after you get out. You got to work when you get clock out until you can fund your dream to the point where you ain't clocking in for nobody. Or you got a skill set that can get you a bigger pay, something better if you unhappy and you trying to break generational curses. So it says here are the key skills that are required. It says required, not maybe you can have them. It says required. So business fundamentals matter tremendously. You need to understand finances. So we already know the why, because if you don't know how to budget, market, your business might not work. But you need to understand finances first, how money flows, so you're not losing money. Because we trying to understand why small businesses fail, because so many of them fail. We might be trying, but we don't have the skills, which cause us to fail. So you got to understand the financial statements that's coming in. Manage your cash flow, which is super important and hard to do. Not spend everything that's coming in and think, oh, we made money, let me go shopping. No, you got to reinvest. Knowing how to budget. This is for, even if you don't have a business, budgeting should be still a skill that you have, so you're not blindsided by money problems. That's what keeps us generationally cursed and not getting to the next level, because we think, okay, well, I don't have this skill, but I don't need this skill. No, you need this skill. Basic marketing and sales skills are essential, since you need to attract and retain customers regardless of what you're selling. You see that? Regardless of what you're selling, you need to be able to market and sell. Regardless of what you're selling, because you're selling something as an entrepreneur. Otherwise, you don't have no money coming in. So you got to know what money coming in, how to manage the money that's coming in, how to budget, and how to get cash flow. Meaning with your business account, because if you have a business, you should have a what? Business account. Set your business up legally. It says, here's another skill: problem solving and adaptability. Now, every day as a dentalpreneur, as a dentist running a dental practice, problems is like the number one thing for me. I had to switch from being an associate to being a problem solver, literally. Something go wrong, is like, hey doc, hey doc, hey doc, hey doc, hey doc. Tap those hearts on TikTok, wherever you're watching from. Tap those hearts. So it says problem solving and adaptability are crucial. It didn't say maybe you need this. It's crucial, because entrepreneurship is inherently unpredictable. Things rarely go as planned. So you literally do have to find creative solutions and be willing to pivot and adapt when things don't work in your favor. This goes back to the resilience. And they talked about why entrepreneur skills are important earlier, and the same word keeps coming up: resilience. Sticking in there when it get hard. When you don't have those rainbow days and you got some clouds, these are the days you're going to really have to be creative. Go learn how to sell something. Is it the marketing? You have to figure out, what skill am I lacking that is almost making my business drown? What can I learn today that can help me start my business, grow my business, scale my business? Because your business is in one of these stages. And if you don't have it written down and tracking the paperwork, then you don't have it. If you can't solve the problem, then you're going to fail. Then it says communication skills. Communication is so important on any level. It almost affects everything. It just said what I said. You need to pitch your ideas convincingly to investors, customers, team members. because you're trying to build a team. You can't do it all on your own. Listen and understand what people actually want so that you don't just assume. It's like for me with my audience, I realized, dang, people really like it when I tell them about AI and do demos and show, because a lot of times it seems like it's easy, but we all can learn every day. That's why I'm always want to be in a room with people who are teaching, growing, elevating. All right. It says self-discipline and time management. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Y'all know that one to say, oh my God. That's true. Self-discipline and time management are often underestimated. I be damned. When you're your own boss, there's no forcing you to work on important stuff. People don't understand this. When you're your own boss, you gotta kind of work on this stuff on your own. Like, nobody's gonna hold your hand. It's kind of like when you go to college. You know how when you go to college, your mama not there, your daddy not there. Well, I didn't have that opportunity anyways, but it's nobody there to hold your hand and tell you to go to class and wake you up. This is a chance for you to either make it through college or be the dropout because you was partying too hard and you done partied your way right out of school. You partied your way right out of the degree you wanted, but you just wanted to party. You didn't have no self-discipline, no time management, because you underestimated it. Okay? So when you your own boss, you got to write those skills down. I mean, write your goals down. Nobody's going to force you to do it. That's why only 3% of adults have clear written goals. 3%. Not 30%. 3%. And today, I want you to be in that 3%. You got to be in that 3% today. Okay? Manage your time. And stay focused on what actually works. It says leadership and people skills becoming increasingly important as you grow. Okay, even solo entrepreneurs have to work with contractors, customers, etc. Domain expertise in your field helps significantly. It says you don't need to be the world expert, just understanding deeply, in your industry, your customers' pain points, competitive landscape, and trends. So what we just did, we went to Ask the Public. We went to Ask the Public, and we found out, what people are asking, what is trending in the world of business and entrepreneurship. So that way, you kind of know what people want. So if this is your industry, you can say, "Hey, remember we made a turtle this week? We did like a turtle mug company." So we could go and say, "Hey, what are people asking about turtle mugs, or what are people asking about?" Whatever industry you're in. For me with dentistry, hey, what are patients asking about teeth right now? Or I could put in dentistry and see what questions people are asking. Teeth. You can put in whatever, cakes, candles, whatever your industry is. You can use Ask the Public, see what people want in the public, and then use this to kind of tailor your business. Or if you have a question, you can use the AI to say, hey, what skills do I need? And then it will kind of help you say, hey, these are the skills you need, and then you can work on doing and improving in one area. All right. Then it says comfort and risk and uncertainty is fundamental. Entrepreneurship involves making decisions with incomplete information and accepting that failure is possible. Every day I'm like, damn, failure is... If I don't get up and do what I'm supposed to do and nobody's telling me, then I'm going to fail. If I just don't know how to manage my time and I try to... With entrepreneurship, you can't do too much with your time. You only have so much time in a day. Like yesterday, my time was dedicated to clinics. I was in clinic all day, working all day, so I had to give my time to that. So when I'm not in clinic, I have to focus on my other goals and dreams and side hustles. Just got to be able to manage your time. So that is very, very key. So we just went through why are entrepreneur skills important. We answered another question the public is asking, what skills are required to be an entrepreneur, which was business fundamentals, problem solving and adaptability, communication skills, self-discipline, time management, and people and leadership skills. So let's flip this around. People and leadership skills. Domain expertise, meaning your niche or your niche, however the hell you want to say it. Comfort with risk and uncertainty. You see all of these? Do you have these as an entrepreneur for your business? Are you trying to scale? Are you trying to grow? Are you just trying to sell something, make $1 and buy something to eat tonight? You're not trying to budget. You're not trying to see it, reinvest in the business. You're just trying to travel and spend money. You ain't trying to set the business up, learn taxes, learn the things that make you really like grow and scale. And that's what we got to start doing. Stop playing small and really take your almost cursed, but really take your shit serious. All right. Next question is, what are side hustle ideas? This is another question people asking. So we're gonna go back to Perplexity, because I think Perplexity is good for this. Because remember, this is like the new Google. You can pick whoever tool you want, but each tool is gonna be better for something else. So let's go to Perplexity. One moment. Let's go to Perplexity here. Boom. There we go. Flip our camera. So Perplexity. Let's go here to the top. Why is this like that? Boom. All right, so we're gonna hit new at the top, and it's gonna say, what do you want to know? And the question that the public was asking is, what are side hustle ideas? Because that's what we're trying to do. Break the curse, get us some side hustles that turn into real hustles. So you got to keep following, because we elevate. And I got some good stuff coming next week. I wish I could talk about it right now, but I got to pace myself. So what are side hustle ideas? This is Perplexity. This is like the new Google. If you're still using Google, you might be kind of outdated. Google is okay. Google trying to catch up, but well, Google, you get what I'm saying. Google got competition now. So it says side hustle ideas from online gigs like freelancing, selling digital products, content creation, to local services such as pet sitting, tutoring, delivery driving. Many side hustles in 2025 are remote friendly and require little to no experience, making them accessible for most people. So you don't even have all those excuses on why you can't side hustle. You just got to have a skill. Now, if you don't have a skill, then that's a whole nother problem. Then you got to start there. It's like, okay, well, I don't know what the side hustle, because I don't have a skill for nothing. Which means you got to start at the drawing board. Okay, let me go get a skill. You don't have to go in and think too hard. You just go get some skills under your belt. What are you good at? What do you like to do? That is what we're trying to figure out. That's the only way you can go from hood to hood, is when you figure out what you like to do, what you want to do, and then you turn that into when you get the skills for it, you just get better and better and better. And then you put that into entrepreneurship. Now you're growing. But some people think, okay, I could just start this and I just like it because I think it's going to make a lot of money. No, do you really like it? Like, would you do it for free? You don't have to, because you're getting the skill to make it into a side hustle. That ain't the goal, to do it for free. But would you? That is the point. Would you? Would you do it for free? So top online side hustles. Okay? Freelancing. Offering skills like writing, graphic design, website development, video editing on platforms such as Upwork or Fiverr. So if you know how to do any graphic designing, website, stuff like that, go on Fiverr. I feel like I can get on Fiverr and do some of this stuff, but I don't got time to do that. Because dentistry is my main hustle. This is where I went to school so long, so it can be my main hustle. It's a skill that I took a long time to get. To be able to get in there and take that tooth out my hairy style, it took a lot of hours. So that's what a skill is. You put hours into it. You put time into it. You put sacrifice. You can't party when everybody partying. You can't go to the club when everybody clubbing if you trying to get a skill. Yeah, you can do these things when you get to where you're trying to go. Maybe you're trying to celebrate a little bit, but you can't be celebrating when you ain't got nothing to celebrate. You ain't got no legacy. You don't have money saved up for when you get old. You don't have like businesses. You're not trying to have more than one stream of income, but you partying. You're not getting land. You just partying. What is the purpose of partying, man? If it ain't celebrating breaking a generational curse. That's when you party. When you done broke some shit. Not when you sit here perpetuating it. You don't party when you perpetuate it. You party when you celebrate and breaking these things. Or you started a business. Or you know what I mean? Content creation, which is what we're going to get into next week. Because I feel like I read the stats about YouTube channels, and a lot of us get left behind because we just thinking too hard. You can start a YouTube channel. Podcasting is really big right now. Blog, newsletter. You can monetize your content on all social platforms, but you just got to show up. Be consistent. And stop getting in your own head thinking that you got to have the perfect this, That's why I show up. Now I just show up. Somebody said, dang, the hoodie, but listen, if I have to get up, do my hair, do makeup, come, photo shoot ready, that's too much every single day for me as a one-person team. And I'm not making an excuse, but you got to start where the hell you are. Don't wait till next year. Start now. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. Just start now. Stop sleeping on yourself, man. All these resources out here to help you stop thinking so hard. You still thinking hard. You still overdoing it. You still won't make the move because you scared. You in a scarcity mindset, holding on to every penny, not investing, scared. Don't think like that. Reinvest in yourself. If you have a skill, use your skill. If you went to school for it, use your skill. If you know how to do something better than everybody else in your neighborhood and people asking you, use your skill. Sell your skill. And don't make it cheap. I used to do hair. Before I got into dentistry, and people will tell you, I used to do hair. I got to make it through dental school, take care of some people. I got to hustle and do some hair. Granted, I didn't have it set up like a business, but it was a little hustle. It definitely paid the bills. Use your skill. I had to use that skill. Increase my prices when it got better. You got to know a little bit of economics. Okay, I got too many customers. Let me raise them prices a little bit. Let me demand a little bit more for my time. Now you're going to get more for your time. You working less. Or if you working more, you making more. But if you just starting out, sometimes you got to have those specials, guys. Okay, so you can sell ebooks, online courses, templates, print on demands, Shopify, Gumroad, Etsy. I see a lot of people selling stuff on Etsy. You can sell stuff from your house if you decluttering. Sure, you can have a offer up. It's so many ways to do a side hustle. You got too much junk, too much clothes. Go on eBay. Too many options for you right now to get you a little side hustle going. It said affiliate marketing. Build a blog or social media following to promote products and earn commissions for sales. That's like TikTok shop. People, like you see this pink hoodie, this brain hoodie. It's tagged in this TikTok video. It's not the topic of the video, but hey, somebody like, dang, I like that little brain hoodie because we got our thinking cap on. Literally. We got our thinking cap on. What you talking about? Tap those hearts. Tap those hearts, guys. Now, popular, local, and hands-on hustles. These are hustles. If you don't have time to get on, you don't know about computers, that's not really your thing, you could do these popular, local, and hands-on side hustles. But my thing is, these are side hustles. These aren't really starting your own business as much, but you can, but you have to be creative. But this is just something you want to just do on the side, and it could turn into a business. So delivery driving for Amazon Flex, Instacart, Uber Eats, Spark, to deliver groceries and packages. You can do pet sitting and dog walking. People love their pets, so they're going to make sure they pay you good, to do those little side hustles. Tutoring. I used to be a tutor in high school. Yeah, I used to tutor in high school, so tutoring is another one on anything. Music, art. fitness, in person or online, landscaping, creative and unique hustles, print on demand with Printful, Printify, just like making stuff that you don't even have to ship. They ship it for you. They will ship it for you. You don't have to do none of the work. They do it for you. This, I didn't have to ship this. You can get this Hood to Hooded mug shipped right to you right now. Print on demand. Print on demand right now. My little notebook. Print on demand. But I use Streamlabs, and it was fast and in a hurry. Don't use what is it? I don't recommend what is it called? One of them I don't like because they didn't send my mug. It was Teespring. Don't use them. Not them. No. You can do voiceover work, bookkeeping, transcription. The list goes on. You get it? The list goes on. But these are side hustles that you can do to help you understand why most businesses are failing. These are things you can do to help you understand. Okay? So, that was number 3. What are side hustle ideas? So, that's one thing people were asking, and that's what the AI helped us discover. Okay, well, these are some side hustles that I might can do. But next week, I'm going to get into one of the big side hustles I think most people sleep on. I know y'all sleeping on it, but I don't want y'all to sleep no more. So we're going to talk about it. So the next question is, are business expenses tax deductible? Most people want to ask, most people who are starting a business probably are asking, are business expenses tax deductible? So which one do you guys think we should use, Claude or Perplexity, to answer this question? Drop it in the chat. Claude or Perplexity? Which one do y'all think we should use? Let's just think about it. So Claude, this is gonna give us like document type style breakdown. Perplexity is more of a Google. So the question is, are business expenses tax deductible? I think Perplexity would be good. Now I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a Chat GPT girl, but I'm trying to break out of that and learn more AI tools, which it's been pretty fun. I can't even hold you. I'm enjoying it. It's helping me be more productive as a dentist, as a streamer. Even in business, it's going to help you elevate like this. These things that you would normally need a team, or you would have to think months and days, and some people just get so frustrated they don't even start. You don't even have to do that no more. You don't have to stress yourself out like that no more. Alright? So let's ask this question to Perplexity. So let's pull up our Perplexity scene. Break it down on the mic. Get you hype. Dr. Sean gonna get you right. Yeah. Dr. Sean gonna get you right. Yeah. Break it down on the mic. Get you right. Yeah. Dr. Sean gonna get you right. Gonna get you right. Alright, so we back on Perplexity. So remember guys, anytime you in the app, you just want to hit the new button. They try to make it super easy. So, okay, I got a new question. What do you want to know? It says, it's even asking you what you want to know. So we want to know, and we should already kind of know this, but this is a question people are asking. Are business expenses tax deductible? This is what they want to know. So it's going to work. It's going to work. Hey, we're going to let it go to work. Alright, so it went to work. So it says, yes, business expenses are generally tax deductible if they are ordinary and necessary for your business operations. According to the IRS guidelines for 2025, these deductions help reduce your taxable income, ultimately lowering your tax bill. What counts as deductible business expenses? Deductible business expenses include but are not limited to office supplies, pens, papers, computers, software. So if you using these are deductible for your business. Rent for an office or business property. If you renting something, you paying somebody for something, you renting a food truck, you renting something, you need to keep receipts because you can write this off. Don't do the under table stuff because you can't write that off. Get something in writing so you can write it off. Alright, as well as utilities like electricity, internet. This is all tax deductible for your business. Employee wages, anytime you paying somebody, salaries, health insurance, retirement contributions, is all tax deductible. ADP is a good source for that. QuickBooks to help you like with health insurance and retirement type stuff. If you have a business, contact them. They really very, very helpful. Or if you know other businesses that we could tell to the community, put it in the chat. We don't gatekeep. We is here to elevate. We don't gatekeep. We elevate. All right. If you're using professional services like an accountant, consultants, attorneys, it's tax deductible. Business insurance premiums, tax deductible. Advertising, marketing stuff. You put money in the Facebook ads, websites, all of the AI, all of this stuff, it can be tax deductible if you're using it for your business. Keep your receipts. Travel. How many of us are traveling? You can turn your traveling into a business trip. Now it's tax deductible. The meals. So the meals are subject to specific guidelines such as 50% limit on most meal deductions. So if you eating out when you're going out of town, you got a business now, you do something with your business now, it's tax deductible. Equipment and machinery. Purchased items are usually depreciated over time, but some may qualify for immediate deduction under Section 179. Your tax professional or accountant can help you understand this, but just know if you buying equipment, machines, it's tax deductible. Interest and fees on business loans and accounts, tax deductible. Cost of goods, inventory, materials, and direct labor. Education and training. Okay. Now clock that T for this one. If you out here going to get skills and you paying, keep your receipts. This is tax deductible. So when I go and take CE courses to get better at doing implants or root canals or any skill that I do, that's tax deductible for my business because I'm learning something to help the business grow. Even if I go study marketing, any of these things. Run me my money. Run me my money, honey. Tax deductible. Software and subscription services, tax deductible if it's required for your business. Key IRS requirements. Expenses must be both ordinary, common in your field, and necessary, needed for your business to function. You must keep accurate records and receipts to document your deductions. Okay? So it goes deeper, but we got our question answered, right? Because the question was, are business expenses tax deductible? So you seen tax deductible? Yes, 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 yes. All right. The last question is, are business degrees worth it? Are business degrees worth it? We're going to go to Clyde for this one. I wouldn't really ask Clyde this, but I want to see what it says. So we're going to be a little nosy. We're going to dig into it. So with Clyde, we were on this chat. What skills are required to be a successful entrepreneur? But to go to a new chat, I'm going to go here to the sidebar and type in new chat. Okay? So we got a new chat. Uh-oh. We got a new chat. I gotta show myself so TikTok don't think that I'm trying to like scam or something. They be tripping. Alright. So we got a new chat. The question is, are business degrees worth it? Do you guys think business degrees are worth it in 2025? Let me know. If you're watching this on the replay, yes or no. But we're going to see. But that's what people are asking. Are business degrees worth it? It depends on what you're doing with your business degree. If you're really trying to use it, then yeah. But if you're just wasting money, then no. Ain't no degree worth that. I see a lot of people get a degree and don't even use the degree that they got. Because they didn't plan for that degree. They don't know anything about it. They didn't shadow. They didn't ask questions. They didn't really... See, me, I'm going to tell y'all a story. Before I became a dentist, I wanted to be a brain surgeon in high school. I wanted to be a neuroscience. Then when I got out of high school, I didn't want to do none of that. But I still did science because I wanted to be a doctor. Didn't know what kind, because you know you have to pick what kind. And then I started thinking, okay, maybe I'll do pharmacy, go to FAMU. I started studying for I think it's a PCAT. Got the PCAT book, and I'm like, I don't really like pharmacy. Just medicine, it wasn't me. Then I started thinking, okay, maybe I want to be a podiatrist, a foot doctor. Started looking into that. Then I'm like, that didn't stick. Then I said, okay, maybe, what did I want to do after that? A CRNA. That's like one of the top nurses, a nurse anesthetist. I said, but then I have to go to nursing school, then go work in a certain part. It just was a long route. But I even went to Tallahassee Memorial Hospital. I filled out the paperwork because I'm telling you, when I was younger, I was on point. I was like, I'm going to break this curse. I will not be my ancestors' wildest nightmare. I'm going to be my ancestors' wildest dreams. Some of us out here being our ancestors' wildest nightmare. They like, God damn it. They still ain't get it right. So, then I said, I don't want to do that either. I'm not going to do the CRNA because I applied to shadow TMH, and the person I shadowed was this melanated black man. I don't like saying that word no more, but melanated man. He was a black man. He was real honest. He was like, I was a nurse before. If I had to go back and make the nurse money that I make now, he said he would unalive himself. I was like, dang, he giving it to me straight. Like, I gotta keep going, boy. He was the first one, like, set that fire. He was like, he was like, yeah, he was in there managing the anesthesia. But he wasn't a doctor. He was a nurse anesthetist. He took a lot of school. People don't even know this career exists. But I was in this point in my life, my early 20s, trying to figure out when I was in college now, in the science major, because all of these things that I'm pursuing require the same prerequisites. So I'm already in the field of that. I know I want to do something in this field, but I had no idea that I could be a dentist because I never saw a black dentist. That wasn't even on my field. When my mama told me to be a doctor, I'm thinking Dr. St. Petery, who was my childhood pediatric dentist. She was a white lady, and I'm like, dang, I ain't never think I could be that either. Till my mama said, you're going to be a doctor. I'm like, I am? I'm 5-6 years old. My auntie said she used to put me on the white coat as a little kid, even though I remember those are things that you manifest. So I'm happy she did that for me before she passed at 8 years old, because it planted a seed for me to get to where I am today. And I needed that seed. Without that seed, I wouldn't be here. Without her, I wouldn't be here. So she planted that seed, and then when I shadowed the nurse anesthetist, the melanated man in Tallahassee, Florida at TMH, Tallahassee Memorial Hospital, back then is something else now. And I got all my permissions. I got to see a real surgery. I was like, oh, I'm just a kid in college. I'm shadowing. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to do pharmacy? I'm all in the hospital trying to figure it out. You got to really dig in. You can't just sit around and wait for somebody to hand you your dream. I got to make you understand it. Some of us sitting around waiting for somebody to hand us a dream, hand us a goal. Ain't nobody handing you nothing. When you want to go from hood to hooded, you got to take that shit. And I mean that shit. You got to take it. You can't play around. I see so many people playing around, sitting around, sad, don't know. Move. You got to move. You got to think. Your brain still works. When you sit here and give up on yourself, doubt yourself, get in your head. Like yesterday, I was so exhausted. I'm like, oh, It felt like I want to quit, but I ain't no quitter. I'm just in a mood. Like I get in my mood. But you can't quit. You gotta keep going. After I shadowed this guy, he was like, yeah, if I had to go back and make, he was like, cause I was like nosy as a kid. I'm like, dang, how much you making, bro? Like, I'm trying to figure out what career I want to make. How much are they making? Do I really want to do this? Is it worth the money? And when I shadowed him, I said, oh, I don't want to do this, cause he had to really monitor the medicine, go up and down. The surgeons here, they working on the body, but he's responsible for managing it like an anesthesiologist. So he wasn't a doctor, but he was in the place that the doctor would be, and the anesthesiologist was somewhere else. I was like, nah, I think I want to be the anesthesiologist. I want to. But he loved what he did. You got to love what you do. And he was in there. He was like, a lot of school, but most people don't know this. I had a melanated man put me on the path and say, oh, I don't want to do this. But he loved it. And I'm happy I explored that career, because I got to see, like, oh, I really want to be the doctor now. So that even pushed me, even though he was making, because a CRNA, they make at least $110,000 per year. My goal was try to get $150,000 a year. So I said, dang, the only way I can do this back then was to become a doctor. My mama told me to do this. I think I could do it. It's hard as hell, but I think I could do it. I think I can. I didn't know I can. I think I can. Just like if you want to start a business, do entrepreneurship, go to school, you can think. You got to have that seed. Dang, I think I can, but use that. Don't just, I think I can, and don't do it. If you think you can, more than likely you can. You just got to try. And so I tried. I said, oh, dang, that ain't for me either. I kept going to school. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to take the MCAT. Oh, how many of y'all heard that word? The MCAT? Okay, that's the test that really woke me up. I was like, the MCAT. I got all my little study books. I got the PCAT, the all of these study books, because I was just that student. I didn't have my mom. I didn't have my dad there. I had to figure this shit out by myself. The only thing I knew, I didn't want to stay in the hood. I had to go to hooded. I had to get the fuck out of that mindset, that scarcity mindset, the mindset that tell me I can only be this little one thing or this thing. No, I'm gonna be what the hell I want to be. You don't tell me what I want to be. So that's why I'm on here trying to inspire other people who might be in the hood, who might not have it all, who can't just figure it out. Damn, what am I missing? School didn't teach you. That's why a lot of us come out and we don't really know. You got to test the waters. So this is me in my exploration phase of life, testing the waters. Like, okay, do I want to do this? Do I want to be a foot doctor? Do I want to be a neurosurgeon? What's the requirements? I was going through, do I want to just do nursing? Because maybe I don't want to go to be a doctor. Then I'm like, dang, I don't really want to do the nursing. And if I do the nursing, I want to be the top nurse. But dang, the top nurse, I don't really like that CRNA thing. That's a serious job. Every job is serious, but I don't want that serious job. Like, somebody sleep. But that's what anesthesiologists do, and they get paid good money for it. They need to, because it's not a joke. So I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. And then I was at Florida State University, probably in the pre-med program, studying to be a doctor, don't know what kind still. And I met this girl, I would never forget. Her name was April P. I'm going to say April P. Florida State. We had the same math class. I think it was trigonometry. She was a military, I guess you call them military brat, parents in military. She's in the military, good upcoming. She was really good. Like, I always admired those students who had that setup. They kind of helped me like see it, but I didn't have it, so I kind of had to work after school and go to work and shit. But they could just study, and I'm like, dang, she was so smart. And then we started talking. I'm like, dang, what you want to be? And she's like, oh, I'm going to be a dentist. I said, a dentist, and she's melanated. Melanated queen. I say, a dentist? Damn, nobody ain't never tell me about that. I never thought about that. And then she told me to join the pre-dental club, and it was on after then. I didn't know if I wanted to do it, but then I joined the pre-dental club, because in Dr. Sean's style, I'm going to go and join something, see if this is what I want to do, go check around. I did this for a lot. I've been doing this since high school. Because in high school, we wrote an essay contest, and we went to Indianapolis, They send us to Indianapolis as some 10th graders or ninth graders, honestly. Free plane trip, free hotel to the NSBE conference, the National Society of Black Engineers. I went there in high school from just writing a letter because I thought I wanted to be an engineer. Got from that to all this other stuff. And now we at the point to where I'm interacting with her, joining the pre-dental club. Like, dang, maybe this is what I want to do. Because the MCAT, well, I wasn't having the MCAT. The MCAT, I was like, the thing that I didn't want to do with the MCAT was physics. Even though in college, physics 1 and 2, I did well, I had to study so hard for it. I probably got like B, A. I can't really remember. I did good, but it was like, whoa, this is... And it was interesting. I just didn't like it. So with the MCAT, I was like, damn, I don't want to study that physics. Sometimes those board tests, those national exams, you just like, dang, I don't like this subject. So honestly, the MCAT and physics, that's what made me pivot. Like, dentistry, y'all don't have to take the MCAT. I mean, y'all don't have to take the physics on the MCAT. I mean, on the DAT. That's the dental admissions test. I think MCAT is medical college admissions test to get into the MD route. But I was like, dang, dentists don't have to take physics? Oh, I might be a dentist. I can still help people and know physics? Okay. The dental test did have perceptual ability, which is like 3D, hand stuff. I'm like, I'm cool with that. That sounds fun versus physics. So after that, I got into the pre-dental club. They started bringing in dentists. I'm like, oh, this is cool as hell. And my dream to become a dentist started then. I brought the DAT book, study books, and it was on and popping. I started building my resume to become a dentist, shadowing dentists, going into different dental offices in Tallahassee, getting those signatures. This is how you have to do it. So this question, are business degrees worth it? It's worth it if you're going to use it. If you're not going to use it, it's not worth it. So let's ask Claude, and then we're going to be done for today. Are business degrees, you can't see, are business degrees worth it? Let's see. Alrighty, it says, and this is AI now, so you got to determine if it's worth it for yourself. Like I said, do things you love. That's why I gave you the intro to this question, because you got to remember this is a computer and you got to think for yourself. It can't really tell you it's something worth it, but this is what people are asking on the internet. Is the business degree worth it? Because they're trying to see, is it something that I can use nowadays? It's a skill that you're getting, not really a skill, but knowledge to get a skill. All right, so let's see what it says. It says business degrees can be valuable, but it depends on your goals, period. Financial situation and what you want to get out of them. I agree with you 100%. I agree. So you see how you got to think for yourself and then see what it says, and then you can kind of match it up. Where they tend to help. A business degree can open doors to entry-level positions in finance and consulting, management, and corporate roles, especially larger companies where it's sometimes an informal requirement. The credentials signals baseline competency in areas like accounting, finance, and organizational management. MBA programs specifically can accelerate career advancement and salary growth in certain fields, though usually after you have some work experience. It says where they're less critical. Many successful entrepreneurs, which is what we're talking about. Uh-oh, my light died. No. That means I've been on for a minute. But many successful entrepreneurs, tech professionals, and creative workers never needed one. Do y'all see that? It said they never needed one, boy. They never needed one. Never needed one. It says they never needed one. Y'all see that? So when you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, don't count yourself out because you don't have no business degree. So is it worth it? Maybe. If this is a part of your plan and you needed to really do something, but we trying to build entrepreneurs and owners, not corporate people. Not going to work for somebody's corporate office. No thanks. Okay. So Some industries care far more about your portfolio, skills, and experience than credentials. And you can learn a lot of business fundamentals through online courses, self-study, or on-the-job experience for a fraction of the cost. All right. It says the real consideration. The main question is whether you be paying significant debt for it. Clock that T. If you can do it affordably, degree is a reasonable insurance policy that keeps certain career paths open. Like for me, I want to be a dentist, but my career path to entrepreneurship doesn't just stop with dentistry. It grows into things like this: courses, creating content online. Now I can use the skills that I learned to help me now. Okay? So that's what it says. And then it says, if you're taking a substantial loan, the return of investment becomes murkier. You need to be fairly confident the degree will actually lead to higher paying work that justifies the cost. So if you're just going to school wasting time and getting a job that somebody who didn't go to school has, then that was a waste of money. It's a waste of money. Also consider whether you're genuinely interested in business or just doing it because it seemed practical. You'll probably get more value from a field you actually care about. What's driving your question? Are you considering a degree now or thinking about whether it was worth it? So this is the AI. This is what it said. Now before I get out of here, this was Claude. We're gonna go to Perplexity, right? And see, I want to put the same question in, then I'm gonna be done. Let's start a new chat in Perplexity. And we're gonna put the same question in. Are business degrees worth it? And see what this one says. Alrighty. So Perplexity, a different AI tool, is gonna say, and it's gonna cite the sources on why it thinks that it's worth it. So it says a business degree is generally considered worth it in 2025, especially for those seeking higher earning potential, broad career options, and diverse skill development. It tends to offer a strong ROI, positive job market outcomes, and access to advancing roles, including those integrating emerging technologies and AI. However, its value may depend on your specific goals, intended industry, and how you combine your education with experience and technical skills, boy. Business degree value in 2025. So Perplexity is breaking down the research, while Claude just kind of searched the research and gave us a output. So it's saying business degrees remain popular, representing nearly 1 in 5 college degrees awarded in the U.S. Did you know that? So if you researching this, you're like, dang, I didn't know this was the most popular degree. 1 in 5 college degrees awarded? That's pretty big. That means 20% of the people graduating every year are business degrees. That's a lot of people. The median annual wage for business and financial occupations is higher than the overall average. So the annual wage for business occupations is around $80,000. And business graduates report one of the highest ROIs among college graduates. So that means out of those, that's why people want to go into business or get those degrees, because they pay a little bit more. But with entrepreneurship, this price is nothing, because there is no ceiling when you're an entrepreneur. This might be your monthly income if you get out of your head. Employers value business degrees. Employers, which we are not trying to be forever, particularly when paired with relevant hands-on experience or AI data skills. Here go this word again, skills. Now it says flexible specialization and leadership development are key features of modern business programs, allowing graduates to transition across industries or into what? Entrepreneurship. So if you're getting a business degree to be an entrepreneur, great. If you're getting it to, you have a target income that you want to make after you figure out your budget for life, then great. It says ROI or salary expectations. Typical ROI exceeds 1,000%, paying for itself around 8 years for most graduates. So it has a good ROI after 8 years. Entry-level business roles offer higher salaries to many other fields, specialized business graduates, MBA holders, even a larger salary. It says early career salaries average above $70,000 with growth opportunities into six figures with experience and as your qualifications grow. So it's saying degree versus experience. Some roles and industries prioritize a formal degree, but many employers seek candidates with both credentials and hands-on experience, like internships and projects. For entrepreneurship, listen to this, hands-on experience can sometimes outweigh academic credentials, but the foundational skills and networks gained from a business degree are valuable resources. And that's from Forbes. Now you see how it links everything that it gave us with the source. So this is what Perplexity does versus Claude. So this is getting information from Coursera, from Cornell. It's just pulling information. Then it says versatility and skills. Courses in finance, marketing, management, communication, leadership, and technology make business graduates highly adaptable across sectors. Programs typically offer extensive networking and professional growth opportunities, leading to broader career trajectories. It says, in summary, a business degree in 2025 is a strong investment for most career paths, especially when paired with practical experience and up-to-date skills such as digital literacy and AI application. Y'all see this word keep coming up because this is where the world is headed. Okay? However, individual circumstances and goals, here we go again. This is where we lead off with. So regardless of what questions entrepreneurs are asking right now, it's all about your individual goals. It's all about your goals. It's all about setting the standard for yourself and not really making excuses. That's what it's about. All right? That's what it's about. Okay, guys. So now we back after we've done all of that. This was a pretty long broadcast, but I think we learned a lot from just exploring the AI tools. You can see what questions people are asking. Just to recap, let's just recap what questions people are asking. Let's recap. So people are asking, why are entrepreneur skills important, which we answered because they're underestimated. Then it says, what skills are required to be a successful entrepreneur? We also answered that. What are side hustle ideas? We answered that. Are business expenses tax deductible? Yes, hell yes. 5, are business degrees worth it? It depends on your goals. Are you writing your goals down? I don't know. So understanding small business failure. So now that we answer all of these questions, we can easily see why some small businesses fail. But let's go into this slide. It says common reasons for business downfalls. 82% fail due to poor cash flow management. So remember, cash flow management was a required skill. So if 82% of businesses are failing for this reason, this needs to be one of your top skills to develop, is cash flow management. Understanding where your dollars are going. Otherwise, you don't have a business and you don't know what you're doing, and you're going to fail. So if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. All right. It says not tracking income and expenses silently kills your business. So this is like silent killer. Just spending money, buying stuff, doing this, not tracking it, not budgeting is going to kill your business, and you won't even know it until it's dead business. So you have to track your expenses. You have to track your income to make sure that you're not overspending, and then you don't have the cash flow, then you don't have a business. So the first skill really is learning how to manage the money. It says money, the next bulletin says money without management leads to unnecessary stress. So if you got the money, you're not managing it, it's going to stress you the hell out. which is why people go through generational curses, never having assets, never buying land, just working, renting, staying in this mousetrap, because you're not learning how to budget or manage the money, and it's very, very stressful. Coming from the hood, I know it's stressful. It's a skill that I'm working on every day actively to try to get these skills that they don't teach you in school. They don't teach you in the hood. They don't really teach you. You got to go get it for yourself. So the lack of financial education impacts decision making. Do you hear that? If you don't understand what you need, the skills that you're lacking, then you won't understand how to make the decision to say, you know what? How do I get better with managing my cash flow? Or what the hell is cash flow? You better download one of these apps and use it as your personal assistant. If you got a business and you just starting out, I need you to have a personal assistant as an AI right now, today. Don't keep sleeping on yourself, because half of the questions you asking, you can be like, dang, this is helping me level up real fast. We not getting left behind. Okay? Failing to adapt to market changes creates vulnerabilities, such as now you see everybody's using artificial intelligence. You got to kind of adapt to that. People want stuff quick, fast, in a hurry. The attention span is less than 3 seconds. You got to kind of keep going. And as business entrepreneur leaders, we have to stay on top and understand why things fail, so that we don't make those same mistakes. So that we know we got to spend time, come to the Hood to Hood It Dreamergency Network, go join us. Show up when Dr. Sean is here 8 o'clock, or watch it on the replay. Make sure you just spending that time writing notes and seeing what can I do to grow my business and myself. All right. So funding timeline. Funding timeline. Go to this side. So once you build a proof for your business, you establish a solid foundation for your pitch to get funding. Then you get into scaling your business. So you're not using your capital. Now you're able to manage your business better, because you're learning about business credit. Okay, I got my business set up now. I need to try to get some capital, some funding. You're going to have to show what you've been making. So this is why managing your money, keeping the receipts, keeping the evidence is going to help you present consistent income and attract potential investors in your business. So that way you're not like spending every dollar. You learning credit, you learning skills. There's so much that goes into it. You got to start somewhere. And you're going to leverage AI. Use technology to discover funding opportunities efficiently, which is something that we will do on here as a demo in the future. Not right now, but one day we'll use AI to see how can we fund our business. All right. Next is, how much do you pay yourself when you have a business? Because this is a part of managing your capital, managing your business. How much do you pay yourself? So you guys see this chart here. No, you guys can't see it there. There. You can see the chart now. So this donut illustrates a balanced compensation strategy for entrepreneurs trying to become their own boss, and how much you want to pay yourself. All right. Because remember, most businesses fail because of cash flow issues. Not because they didn't have customers, but because they didn't track where their money was going. Money is emotional for people who never had it. You got to move from I made money to I manage money. So when you get the money, now you got to manage it. Okay, I made this much today. How do I manage it so I'm not spending and overspending? How do you get funding is the next question. So you don't want to wait for a yes from a bank. You build your proof first, which we just talked about. Traction equals trust. So show your receipts, customers, results, your systems. And then use AI like Perplexity to search current small business grants 2025. And it'll pull up lists for you. So you can use these tools instead of making excuses. We already showed you Perplexity. Let's use it. How much should you pay yourself? You pay yourself a percentage, not how you vibe and like, ooh, I work hard. Let me just give myself a lot of money, go on a trip, and I figure it out when I get back. You pay yourself a percentage of what you make. So if you make 10K this month, you take 30% after your overhead is done. Maybe. And this is the white slice you see in the graph. All right. That's how much you pay yourself. And then with the rest, you reinvest 40% and you save 30%. Got it? So you're the CEO, not the employee. Treat your business like one. And it starts when you just starting. You can't get to a million unless you learn the key skills first. Money management. The people who manage millions of dollars and make a million, they had to manage the money. They can't just like not know the money going. So you a CEO today. Say, you know what? I'm a CEO. Say it with me, guys. I'm a CEO. Tap that screen. I'm a CEO. What's the psychology behind money fear? Okay? Most of us were raised in survival, not strategy. That was most of us. We were raised in survival. Scarcity mindset. Thinking that we can't have nothing. Thinking that we need to have all of these different things to start instead of just believing in ourselves. We're taught to work for money, not make money work for us. We taught to work for the hourly dollar. That's never going to get you where you want to be. You got to use that and create something else. So change your story today. Change your money story. You are not broke. You are building something new. And you're going to be bomb at it too. So now I want you guys to get your notebook or your Notions app and write your top 3 financial goals for this quarter, for the remainder of the year. What are your top 3 financial goals? Okay, let's make some examples. So top 3 financial goals. You could say, I want to pay off one debt. You could say something like hit 5K per month consistently in revenue with your business. You could say, I want to hit 10K, 20K, 30K, whatever you want with your revenue. You could say, I want to start an emergency fund, because research shows most people don't have any emergency fund. Let's actually go to Answer the Public and see if let's see what people are asking about emergency fund. I don't know if this is gonna be something, but let's see. Emergency. Oh, y'all can't see. Hold on. Flip camera. Uh-oh. Flip camera. There we go. What? Let's see what we can find out about emergency fund, because this could be a goal. We're taking action right now. It might not answer. Maybe I'll use Perplexity. Whoa, that's a big group of people. Wow. We need to talk about emergency fund. People got some good questions about emergency funds. Can emergency fund be invested? Can emergency fund be in stocks? Can emergency fund be in HISA? Can emergency fund in TFSA? What emergency fund can't be used for? Can emergency fund be too big? Can 401k be emergency fund? Can I put emergency fund in the CD? How to emergency fund? How much should I have? Wow, this is a very, very... This is a pretty good question, but we're not going to talk about this right now. But these are the questions people are asking about emergency funds. Now let's go to Perplexity. And I'm going to be done. Start your emergency fund. So say your action was to start an emergency fund. You can go here to Perplexity. And you can say, how do I start an emergency fund? And take action on your stuff today. So don't do it alone. Do it with the help. Start an emergency fund. We're not going to read this right now, but it's giving you steps. So all those questions, and it was a lot of people asking this question. How to start an emergency fund. You see? It's giving you step by step by step. Alright? So just a little tidbit for the dentist. With dental, you want to clean up your finances, clean up your books, be proactively and care about your finances just as much as your dental hygiene, because maintaining clean records in any business is very important and helps you avoid financial issues down the road for your business. Okay? Alright, and that is our presentation, guys. This has been the Hood to Hooded podcast. Make sure you join the Hood to Hooded Dreamers Network. Join our community today. The link is in the bio, and it is a free community. We have courses that are broken down without all the live fluff. You can watch them straight forward. All of the replays live in the community. You can get free downloads. Our free AI beginners toolkit. Just click that link in the bio. I definitely appreciate rocking out with you guys. We learned a lot about entrepreneurship today. So that way you're not wasting your time playing with your time, but you preparing and planning your time. You getting those key skills, not waiting, not being afraid, and you standing on business for yourself. So this is Dr. Chiefess Sunflower. Thank you all for following, watching, engaging, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, so tomorrow, let me just tell y'all what we're doing tomorrow. Tomorrow. What's on the schedule for tomorrow, guys? Where is my plan? I got so much to do today when I get off of here. It's like I'm off, but I'm not really off. That's why I say entrepreneurship is different. When I'm not in the clinics, I'm still not off. I still have to get up and freaking work. But it's okay, because you gotta love what you do. Love what you do, boo. I'm just trying to find my plan for tomorrow. So, this is not helping me. Okay, so we already did Claude for beginners, so you can go ahead and check that replay out in our community. We did Notion for dreamers. We built our dreamers notebook using the AI. We did Finance Friday, which is today, what every entrepreneur asks about money. Tomorrow is Niji Nation. We're going over some hidden truths and some new discoveries that I found that I think we have to know about. So tomorrow, Niji Nation, make sure you hear 8 o'clock, Hidden Truths, New Discovery. We're going to reveal real Niji indigenous historical documents and facts from the archive. I got something juicy tomorrow. So this week, my research went crazy. And what I found this week, just crazy. It's about the land. Because I keep hearing land patents and the land. I know they stole the land, but I was just trying to go back and figure out what happened. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow and break it down. I'll see you on my Niji. Feathers up. Know who you are. And then on Sunday, we're going to do paper trading demo. Learn how to trade without risk. I'm going to teach you guys how to practice day trading or trading on the stock market without actually having money. You can actually play just like you play a video game. You can download this app and act like you're trading and investing before you actually do it. It's called paper trading. This is going to show you how to open a TradeStation paper trading account and simulate trades. Okay? So that's going to be Sunday, and then we're going to be done with our week. Now, if you have questions, let me know. I'm wrapping it up in a second. And then I will see you guys tomorrow for Niji Nation. No questions in the chats. Tap those hearts. Well, no questions in the chat. This is Dr. Chiefess Sunflower. I have enjoyed today's Finance Friday. You got your homework to write down a couple goals for you to tackle this financial season, this quarter. Start that emergency fund, hit consistent revenue, pay off a debt, launch your first pay offer. And we're going to hold each other accountable. All right? Make sure you're brushing and flossing your teeth, guys. And yeah. So this has been Finance Friday, where we teach you how to make money make sense. We teach you how to own your time, your mind, and your grind. If you love this, join Financial Fridays inside of the Dreamers Network for deeper dives into budgeting, grants, taxes, and business credit together. We're going to grow together. All right? So remember, guys, discipline builds millionaires. It's not luck. Discipline. So stay consistent. This has been Hood to Hooded. Stay hood to hooded. Break those curses. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.